All right, a little bit of a throwback story for you. We have this Vito Flow film coming out, and I was thinking back, and I'm about to not talk about Vito for like probably 5-10 minutes, but I was thinking back to 2013, one of my first trips ever when I worked for Flow. I started in October of 2013. I went to Super 32 in October. I did the All-Star before that, and then the next event I did was this one I'm about to talk about, this Team USA versus Russia duels in New York. And I got sent there, and the main reason, the main hype, all the juice was around the senior level debut of Aaron Pico. And it's sort of funny to think about how different things are at Flow from now to then, 10 years ago. But the main reason I went, and one of the main core functions of a content person at that time, was go to the event so that you can upload the event to the internet so people can watch it, right? And so, we didn't have auto uploads, so I literally was sent there. I lived in Virginia, so I drove up to Shenandoah High School and then drove to Ithaca, New York, Cornell, to basically upload these matches and interview the wrestlers after they wrestled. Basically, those were essentially my marching orders. So I'm going, and I'm there because Aaron Pico is making he's 17 years old. And this is a guy that we're thinking, and the reason I'm there is like everyone thinks this guy's going to be the future of USA Wrestling, the next star. We have Jordan Burroughs, right? We have Kyle Dake coming up. We have a lot of, I say a lot of, but really, back then, Jordan was kind of like the main guy for Team USA. And it looked like Aaron Pico was going to be the next generational guy. And he was going to be wrestling a really tough Russian. So I was basically there to kind of like follow Aaron Pico, interview him after his match, make sure the videos get up. That's why I'm there. So I'm just getting to watch a lot of wrestling and then talk to him afterwards. And it was two awesome events, back-to-back days. And Aaron comes out, he wins this match. It's the place is packed, standing ovation for Aaron. It's incredible. And then you thought, okay, this kid's really arrived. This is the future of USA Wrestling. And you fast forward, and little did I know, less than 3 years from that day, we wouldn't be seeing Aaron Pico wrestle another match, right? Kind of crazy to think about. We haven't seen him wrestle since the 2016 Olympic trials, where he fell in 3 matches to Frank Molinaro and quickly transitioned to MMA, and that's where he's been ever since. And it's a bummer. But little did I know that on this trip, I was actually watching the future of USA Wrestling. Because on the second day of the event, it was actually 2 events back-to-back days, 2 duels back-to-back days. On the second day, I'm at Cornell, and they threw some exhibitions in front of both duels. And they got these 2 13-pounders are wrestling. And I just watched one of them win Super 32. It's Yianni Diakomahalis. I watched him, a couple weeks before. He wins 1-0, might have been 3 at that time. I don't know if it was 3 or 6. It was about that, 2013, I'm not sure. Might have been 6. He'd won Super 32 at the lightest weight. And he's wrestling this guy named Vito Arujau. And so I'm like, all right, let's watch Yianni. Let's check him out. And these two start scrapping. It's a freestyle match. And it's back and forth, and they're both going across their back, and it's a little sloppy, but you can also see, they're literally like freshmen in high school. But you can see, there's a lot of skill here. These guys are fun. Really fun match. It actually ended in a tech for Vito Arujau. So it's the first time I've really watched him wrestle. He DNP'd at Super 32 a few weeks before. And then he's wrestling Yianni, and he beats Yianni. So that's a big win for him. And now those two would go on after, they had wrestled, I think, in the state finals in 8th grade year. And though it's kind of incredible to see how their story has come full circle and what we've seen Vito Arujau become, right? Where, Yianni's the 4-time national champion, and Vito's the guy's close. And then I think back to last March, the NCAA press conference. I remember this vividly. And I forget the coaches that were at the panel. I think it was Mike Gray and John Smith and maybe Chris Pendleton, someone else. And John is kind of asked about Dayton and he's asked about Roman, right? And that was all we were thinking about. We were thinking about this Dayton Fix, Roman Bravo Young. They're going to wrestle again in the NCAA finals. Who's going to win this time? Dayton's been close. He's been close. Is this going to be here? He gets it. So obviously that's the question that John Smith gets asked. And he says, well, I forget how he phrased it exactly. He's like, but we can't look past Coach Gray's athlete here on either or any of these guys. But he made mention, like, they're thinking about this Vito matchup. A lot of respect for him. Then this guy goes, he wins NCAAs, he beats Dayton, he beats Roman. He makes the team. He, after dominating at the Open, and he beats Nashawn Garrett twice to make the team. And then he goes and wins the pound for pound, one of the pound for pound best in the world. Abasgadzi Magomedov of Russia wins the world title. So now it's incredible to, it's exciting that, or maybe it's just unique that I was there for that first match as a throwaway match, and we're there to see the future, but the future was actually this little exhibition match where you've got a world finalist in Yianni, you've got a world champion in Vito. They're doing the exhibition match. So it's there's a lot of Vito talk right now. One, because he's trying to close out his career as a 2-time NCAA champion, but we have a feature length 90-minute flow film about Vito coming up, and it goes through, I don't know if you knew this, but Vito's dad was a legendary wrestler from Russia, Azerbaijan, and won multiple world medals and champion, and was Olympian, everything. The guy was an amazing wrestler. And so what it's kind of like being raised by, someone with that pedigree, right? And not just an American pedigree. This guy's from Russia. It's a different deal, right? And then Bader and the team captures just some incredible stuff with Vito and Yianni and following their story and their relationship, their brotherhood. It was really a start to finish incredible piece. And the scene during Final X, there's a lot of good scenes, but the Final X sequence was my favorite. I found it to be the most gripping, because if you don't know what happened in Final X, you can watch the film or you can go back and look, but a lot of ups and downs for both of those guys. And I'm excited for this to come out. It's coming out January 31st. I hope you'll watch it.